Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
It's time for Mechanicsburg High School Wildcat Athletics, presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com and now on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and follow Wildcat Athletics at Go Mechanicsburg on YouTube, available on all smart devices. Wildcat Athletics is presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville, Bobby Ray Hall Automotive Group, Charity Kastner RSR Realtors, your neighborhood Chick-fil-A at Shepherdstown Crossing, Lawnscapes Inc., Members First Federal Credit Union, Operation Wildcat, OSS Health, now with 2 locations on the West Shore, Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department, RBC Wealth Management and the Turnbridge Group, Renewed Hearing Solutions, Sheets, Snappers Bar and Grill, Seth Gardner State Farm, your Harrisburg True Green Lawn Care, Westshire Decks, servicing all of Central PA, the Wildcat Foundation, and Wolf Brewing Company. Now, let's head out to the contest and the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth on GoMechanicsburg.com.
With a call, here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Garland.
And good evening, Wildcat fans. Thanks for tuning in on GoMechanicsburg.com for the opening round of the PIAA District 3 6A basketball tournament. For the first time in just under a week, the Mechanicsburg Wildcats take to the hardwood as the number 4 seed in District 3 6A, welcoming the Reading Red Knights to town, Reading the number 13 seed. Now, each team competed in their respective conference tournaments. Mechanicsburg, by way of winning the Mid-Penn Keystone, played last week against Altoona and on paper suffered their first loss of the year, 58-30 to the eventual Mid-Penn champion Altoona Mountain Lions. But District 3 and the PIAA recognize the Wildcats as an undefeated 22-0 team, and of course 14-0 in that Mid-Penn Keystone. Meanwhile, Reading has been on a tear as of late. They picked up a trio of wins over the last week, defeating Conrad Weiser, Wyomissing, and Governor Mifflin to be crowned Berks champ. So again, on paper, Reading is 14-8. They were 18-4 in Berks 1. But in real life, because the games have been played and stats do count, Mechanicsburg is 22-1 on the season, and Reading is 17-8. The Wildcats on the gym floor warming up, taking advantage of every available minute in advance of tonight's tip-off and broadcast. Meanwhile, we have yet to see Reading enter the gym, though it's not a challenging ride on the Pennsylvania Turnpike from the Berks County area to Central PA. Sometimes you never know what traffic might bring you, but it looks like we're seeing some Reading contingent support staff and whatnot walking through the gym doorways, so we expect to see the Red Knights on the floor here momentarily. It's a tale of 2 different teams. As I mentioned, Mechanicsburg, they've had a week off, and maybe falling to Altoona was beneficial from the standpoint of it gave the Wildcats a week to prep and scout this Reading Red Knights team. Meanwhile, for Reading, they were focused on their next game in the Berks and haven't necessarily had as much time to scout Mechanicsburg as maybe head coach Rashida Schuber would like. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to check in with head coach Clay McAllister for our Wildcat Foundation Coaches Corner segment. We're going to take a look back at the regular season, touch base on that Altoona game last week, and look at tonight's game. It's Mechanicsburg and Reading. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville, and we'll be back in a bit on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
Hey there, Wildcat fans. It's Mike Garland, voice of Wildcat Athletics. And that map you're looking at and those little blue pin drops, they represent the central Pennsylvania locations of our broadcast partners. From our presenting sponsor, 11 Oaks Farms, to the south and west in Newville, to one of our newest partners, True Green Lawn Care on the East Shore in Middletown, and everywhere in between, these are community-oriented businesses and their dollars are supporting Wildcat Athletics. So in turn, fans, I ask you to support them. Pick up the phone and price their services. Shop in their store locations. Tell them you heard about it during a broadcast of Wildcat Athletics. You can go to GoMechanicsburg.com right now and click on the live stream tab to learn more about each one of these great central Pennsylvania businesses. We thank them for their support, and I encourage you to support them in turn.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub surface and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. at 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
We are dedicated to serving our members, associates, and communities because they give us purpose. We know we are stronger when we come together as one. We believe financial literacy is a key tool for personal well-being, economic stability, and a more secure financial future for everyone. And we are committed to providing all with access to financial wellness resources. We strive to deliver unparalleled experiences for our members through every moment and milestone. We are built by will, forged by people, and powered by a proud member experience.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're True Green. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
A deck where memories are made, barbecues are grilled, and sunsets are savored. But let's face it, not all decks are created equal. Enter Westshire Decks. We're not your average deck builders. Precision is our mantra. We don't just build decks, we craft outdoor living spaces tailored to your dreams. With Westshire Decks, you get seasoned experts who know decks inside and out. So why settle for a deck that's just okay when you can have one that's extraordinary? Westshire Decks, where craftsmanship meets creativity. Give us a call today and come see how we are different.
The Wildcat Foundation is Mechanicsburg Area School District's education foundation. Established in 1998, the foundation raises and distributes funds that support students in education, wellness, cultural awareness, and athletics. The Wildcat Foundation has also awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to support students' higher education. Learn more and donate today at wildcatfoundation.org. Wolf Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com or call 717-590-7917.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
It is time for Coach's Corner on GoMechanicsburg.com, postseason edition with girls basketball head coach Clay McAllister. How you doing, Coach?
Good, thank you.
All right, Coach's Corner presented by our friends at the Wildcat Foundation. So, Coach, the first part of our Coach's Corner, let's take a look back at this historic 2024-2025 season. Your first year in 6A, you go undefeated throughout the regular season, 22-0. Talk about some of the highs and lows of the season to date.
Yeah, I think it was a year where we can look at some specific things and really feel like we got better from where we were last year. Defensively, I think we did some things better than we did last year. A little more depth this year, and so I hope that our schedule prepared us well. But I certainly can go into the postseason feeling like we've made some improvements.
You talk about the depth. Reagan Condon, a freshman, seeing significant minutes for your team this year. Mia Masser, who played last year and did not start this year, but worked her way into the starting lineup. Those two young ladies, I think, first and foremost, have been key. What are your thoughts on their play?
Yeah, I mean, they give us a lot of energy. They play really hard. They play really good defense. Give us some speed, give us some athletic ability. They've been a good addition for us.
Now, you've won some games by wide margins. You've won some games by close margins. You won tournaments. Was there a moment this year when you thought maybe we have something here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the schedule included some 6A teams this year. We knew that that's where we were headed, and so York, Ephrata, CD East, Cumberland Valley, obviously Northern 5A, but a really good program. I think we played some good teams. We played some athletic teams. I'm sure the girls would say that, right there before Christmas, beating Cumberland Valley at home is a good measuring stick for whatever it's worth for us. A big school, a good program. So yeah, there were definitely some signs, I think, that we were making strides in the right direction.
So as you win the conference championship, you get to cut the nets down for the second year in a row. I bet that feeling never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. We don't talk about it a lot, but obviously the first goal every year is to, be the best team in your conference, right? Those 14 games are established for you. You get those games no matter what. And over the years, 23 years for me, the Keystone has been a good conference and a hard-nosed conference and good coaches and teams that really compete. And so yeah, that's certainly a great place, a great place to start.
Talk about Reagan, a freshman, Emmy Coons, another who has come off the bench to play, and of course what we've seen from Mia. But can you believe, even all these years later, that you're still getting all this level of success and you don't have a senior in your starting lineup? You only have two on the roster.
Yeah, it's unique. It seems like there are a lot of years where we have some young kids that contribute, playing this kind of minutes, making these kinds of contributions. It's great.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will talk about the one postseason game that has already happened, and we'll look forward to the district game coming up a little bit later on tonight. It's Coach's Corner, presented by the Wildcat Foundation. We'll be right back on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
Craig was in the Rockies and had to cut his ski trip short because he was having severe knee pain.
Lauren came in. She was really discouraged. She had tried 3 months of therapy. Nothing was working. She really wanted to get back to volleyball.
We found that he had severe arthritis in both knees and his hip.
She needed shoulder arthroscopy with slap and posterior labral repair.
Simultaneous bilateral total knee replacements.
6 months of recovery and Lauren's back, happy as ever.
3 months after his final surgery, Craig sent us pictures of him skiing the Rocky Mountains. And that's what makes our job here at OSS Health so fulfilling.
Operation Wildcat is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to pool the resources in our community to help our school district students, families, and staff members in need. We'll take your new or gently used back-to-school items, bikes, books, clothing, dresses and suits, furniture, Halloween costumes, gifts for the holiday, Christmas tree decorations, pennies, socks, underwear, Thanksgiving food, toothbrushes and toothpaste, and yard sale items. Learn more at OperationWildcat.org and go Wildcats.
Elevate your everyday with the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department. Immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From adrenaline-pumping sports to serene outdoor escapes, we've got your perfect recreation blend. Join us for fitness, family fun, and fantastic experiences. Unleash your inner adventurer. It's time for a thrilling escape. Visit mbgsd.org and click on the Recreation tab, or drop by our office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center. Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, where every moment is a new adventure.
At Bobby Ray Hall, it's about doing the right thing, starting with our vision, that clients deserve great service at a fair price. We understand this can only happen with great team members. Doing what's right includes supporting local charities, youth sports, and first responders. It extends to the environment and why we reclaim rainwater for car washes and recycle used oil. We want to thank our loyal clients for recognizing us by voting Bobby Ray Hall simply the best of Harrisburg for 21 years in a row. Experience the Bobby Ray Hall difference and find out more at BobbyRayHall.com.
The Turnbridge Group at RBC Wealth Management are proud supporters of Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. When you're faced with tough business, personal, and financial decisions, turn to the Turnbridge Group. They specialize in retirement planning and complex financial situations as their team helps you define and attain your goals, all while building a strong and caring relationship with you. Advisors Tim Engel, Jonathan Stow, and Nick Hansen are available for your call today. The Turnbridge Group, part of the community and for the community. Visit them online at turnbridgegroup.com or call 717-724-4225.
I needed a change in my life. I wanted to be closer to my grandchildren. I was not hearing what the kids were saying. I fly hot air balloons and I couldn't hear leaks. It was time to take care of my hearing. As soon as I met Mary Ann at Renewed Hearing Solutions, she made me feel so comfortable. My life has improved so much since I got hearing aids. It was the best thing I've ever done. I would highly recommend Renewed Hearing Solutions.
Get back in the conversation. Call Renewed Hearing Solutions today.
Are you on the hunt for a new home? Maybe you're a growing family looking to expand your living situation, or you find your current space too large and you're simply looking to downsize. Whatever your needs, contact Charity Kastner, Realtor with RSR Realtors today. Charity knows the local real estate market and she will find the right home for you. Charity Kastner isn't just a Mechanicsburg-based realtor, she's a Mechanicsburg mom. And after all, mother knows best. Just ask her kids. Make the move today by calling Charity Kastner at 717-557-9312 or rsrrealtors.com to find your first or next home sweet home.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner on GoMechanicsburg.com. Coach's Corner presented by our friends at the Wildcat Foundation. And Coach, as we get ready for tonight's game against Reading in the District 3 6A first round, there is one postseason game that kind of sort of happened last week. By virtue of winning the division, you qualified for the Mid-Penn Conference tournament, and you played a very good Altoona team that combined talent with the ability to not miss a shot in the first half for technically your first loss of the year. I mean, in the eyes of District 3 and the PIAA, you're still an undefeated team, but anybody that was in the gym and played knows what happened that night. So what are your thoughts coming out of that Altoona game, and how are the girls feeling?
I hope that experience serves us well. I talk to other coaches and Seth, our AD, often. The Mid-Penn tournament used to be 8 teams, and I was always a proponent of an 18 tournament. If you could get into postseason and play in the Mid-Penn tournament, that means your conference schedule went pretty well. And I can't recreate what happened Tuesday night at CD East in practice. There's no replicating that for the kids. So, my hope is that experience, even though it didn't work out as we would have hoped, that experience is a good one for us.
Now, both Altoona and Mechanicsburg had to play back-to-back last week. Altoona played Harrisburg. You guys played Chambersburg, and admittedly, you had a bit of a slow go against Chambersburg as well. Do you think any of that carried over into that Altoona game, or is that apples and oranges?
I don't think so. I think Altoona is really skilled. I think they're really well coached. I think they're, a player in 6A. I think they're really good. So I certainly take nothing away from what they accomplished. I don't think the first 4 or 5 minutes were the best version of Mechanicsburg girls basketball. I think the moment was a tough one for us. We turned it over too much, and they obliged by not missing a shot. And so
definitely a deadly combo.
It got away from us a little more than we would have hoped it to be.
Well, the good thing is, in the eyes of many, that game didn't count. Let's call it an exhibition, a warm-up. On the plus side now, as you head into tonight's game against Reading, they made a run in the Berks tournament, making it all the way to the finals. So they've gotten a couple of more games under their belt, but that means they haven't been able to practice and prepare for you in the same way that you've been able to practice and prepare for them. So what do you know about the Reading Red Knights?
Very athletic. They want the pace to be what they want it to be, a little on the chaotic side. They're going to come get you. They're going to come trap you. They got 5 athletes on the floor all the time. They want to go get their feet in the paint, attack the basket. And so we're going to have to be able to match that sort of aggressiveness by taking care of the basketball.
Well, and this question isn't specific to Reading because this is the way you've played all year, but your defensive style usually keeps your opponent out of the paint. So I assume that's something you're going to coach and try to instill for tonight's game. Play your game. Play what we've done all year.
We're certainly working hard at it. You know what I mean? We've played some teams that were very athletic. I mentioned some of them earlier. This one is that kind of athletic ability, this team. So, part of the problem against Altoona is we turned it over and didn't get a chance to get ourselves organized defensively, and so, if we're turning it over too much, it's tough for us to set our defense up. Hopefully we can take care of the basketball a little bit better than we did on Tuesday. And I think if we can get ourselves set up on defense, I think we can do it.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck tonight. Like Coach Heckert and I used to always say in the fall, you just got to win the night. You don't have to worry about what's next. You win tonight. Yep. And if you win tonight, you get to play on Thursday. So good luck tonight against Reading.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to tip off coming up in just a bit. Starting lineups as well. Tonight's broadcast presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. We'll be back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
Hey there, Wildcat fans. It's Mike Garland, voice of Wildcat Athletics. And that map you're looking at and those little blue pin drops, they represent the central Pennsylvania locations of our broadcast partners. From our presenting sponsor, 11 Oaks Farms, to the south and west in Newville, to one of our newest partners, True Green Lawn Care on the East Shore in Middletown, and everywhere in between. These are community-oriented businesses, and their dollars are supporting Wildcat Athletics. So in turn, fans, I ask you to support them. Pick up the phone and price their services. Shop in their store locations. Tell them you heard about it during a broadcast of Wildcat Athletics. You can go to GoMechanicsburg.com right now and click on the live stream tab to learn more about each one of these great central Pennsylvania businesses. We thank them for their support, and I encourage you to support them in turn.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub service and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. at 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
We are dedicated to serving our members, associates, and communities because they give us purpose. We know we are stronger when we come together as one. We believe financial literacy is a key tool for personal well-being, economic stability, and a more secure financial future for everyone. And we are committed to providing all with access to financial wellness resources. We strive to deliver unparalleled experiences for our members through every moment and milestone. We are built by will, forged by people, and powered by a proud member experience.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
And welcome back to the Mechanicsburg High School Gym. Getting ready for tonight's PIAA District 3 6A contest, Reading and Mechanicsburg. Tonight's broadcast presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. Mike Garland hanging out in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Let's turn things over to public address announcer Ryan Hartman.
And Deshaun Hopkins. And now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First up, Reading, head coach Sheena Suber, assisted by Ashley Gibbons, Emil Rodriguez, Ryan Hightower, Gregory Clark, and Brianna Seltzer. Here's the starting five for the Red Knights. She starts at forward, a 5'10" senior, player number 1, Zanaya Bradley. A freshman goal standing 5'7", number 5, Siani Beatty. She wears number 10 head guard, a 5'9" senior, Tamaya Collier. At guard, a senior standing 5'4", number 24, Lex Rodriguez. Starting at forward, a 5'11" junior, number 31, Julian Laws. The Red Knights of Reading High School.
The starters for Reading.
And now let's meet the starting lineup for Mechanicsburg. Head coach Clay McAllister, assisted by Tanya Brown, Katie Christ, and Megan Trask. Here's the Wildcats starting five. Starting at a guard, a 5'7" junior, double zero, Macy Yanoski. She's a sophomore guard standing 5'10", number 4, Asha Pratt. Starting at forward, a junior guard, number 13, standing 6 foot, Lauren Levo. A 5'7" junior guard, number 21, Alana Sweet. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 22, Mia Messer. The Wildcats of Mechanicsburg High School.
The starting lineups have been recognized for both schools, and we're going to take a quick 60-second break, come back and tip this one off from the Mechanicsburg High School Gym. It's Mechanicsburg and Reading on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub surface and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. at 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to the Mechanicsburg High School gym. The atmosphere is hot. It's Mechanicsburg and Reading, the opening round of the District 3 6A basketball tournament. The 13 seed and champs from the Berks Conference, the Reading Red Knights. They come in with a 14-8 record, 8-4 in Berks 1. Meanwhile, the Wildcats are the Mid-Penn Keystone champs. They were 22-0 during the regular season and the 4 seed. The head coach for Reading is Rashida Suber. For the Wildcats, it is Clay McAllister. Reading in the road blacks. Red and white trim, red numbers, Reading across the chest with the Adidas logo in the V-neck collar of their black basketball tops. Mechanicsburg in the home white with maroon and steel trim, maroon numbers. And Wildcats across the chest with the Nike swoosh on the right shoulder. And the Wildcats win the opening tip. Macy Yanoski dribbling left. Yanoski, Mia Masser. Masser with the head fake, finds Lauren Lebo outside the arc. Lebo to her right, Elena Sweet. Sweet being pressured, hands it off to Pratt. Now Masser, an electric atmosphere. The Reading fans on their feet. They've brought the cheerleaders and they brought the noise. And a turnover by the Wildcats. Your officials for tonight, Scott Luckenbaugh, Kevin Stifler, and Deshaun Hopkins. So Reading will inbound and have their first possession. Lex Rodriguez brings the ball across the timeline. To her left, and Samia Collier hands it off to Laws, and the ball is loose, nearly stolen away by Yanoski, but Zaniah Bradley picks it up. Now Collier to her right. On the baseline, it's Siani Beatty, and a foul called against the Cats. It's the first Wildcat foul, and it goes against Elena Sweet. It's her first, the team's first, a non-shooting foul. Inbounding on the far side of the gym will be Siani Beatty, a 5'7" freshman guard. So Beatty gets it in. It's into the hands of Lex Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a 5'4" senior guard. Now Laws, Jillian Laws, hands to Rodriguez. Lex Rodriguez, bounce pass down low. The first points of the night, Zaniah Bradley, and Reading has a 2-0 lead. The winner of this one plays either Governor Mifflin or Central Dauphin on Thursday. Governor Mifflin, the 12 seed, and someone that Reading just defeated over the weekend in the finals of the Berks tournament. Meanwhile, Central Dauphin, the 5 seed. Mia Masser. To her left, Elena Sweet. Masser back to Sweet. Sweet, foul line extended, draws some pressure. Yanoski. Masser one more time to her right, Asha Pratt. In front of the Reading bench, bounce pass down low, Yanoski. Nearly loses the ball off her feet. Picks it up in front of the Reading bench. Now has a path to the paint, kicks it out to Sweet. Sweet thought about a shot, goes baseline, bounce pass left through the legs of Lebo. Yanoski picks it up. Back to Sweet. Wide open for a 3 in the corner. It's long, no good. And Reading corrals the rebound. That's Lex Rodriguez. Rodriguez across the timeline, nearly has it poked away by Yanoski, regains the dribble and sets the offense between the circles. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. Mike Garland hanging out in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. We thank you for tuning in, whoever you are and wherever you are. A nice job keeping the dribble alive by Lex Rodriguez. She and Janoski both went down. Rodriguez kept it alive. Fans, the Wildcat Foundation has begun accepting applications for scholarships to be awarded to senior students in the district. The foundation administers 5 scholarships to be awarded each spring, totaling more than $36,000. The deadline for applications is early April. Learn more at wildcatfoundation.org. Missed shot by Bradley. The Cats on the rebound. Pratt in transition. Thought about a shot. Back to Masser. Masser just off screen to your left. Sets the offense between the circles. Comes back left to Pratt. Masser to Sweet. Mechanicsburg moving the ball around. I don't expect a high-scoring game tonight here at the gym. Janoski hacked, no call. Lebo underneath, kicks it out. Pratt for 3, high arcing. Side of the iron, no good. Rebounds, Anaya Bradley. Bradley with the only 2 points picks up another board for the Reading Red Knights. Underneath, shot up and in. That one true from Tiana Collier. Collier has 2, Bradley has 2, and Reading is up 4-0 early. An animated head coach, Rashida Suber, shouting out defensive instruction to her young ladies. Masser, bounce pass down low. Janoski can't handle it. It's a turnover for the Cats. Siani Beatty running the floor. In transition, shot up, no good. Collier. Masser gets the rebound. This is a pesky Reading team. This is something Mechanicsburg has not seen all year. Janoski, amongst the trees, lays it in. Mechanicsburg primarily played a 5A schedule during the 2024-2025 season. A couple of 6A schools peppered in, but this is now their 3rd 6A game in a row, having defeated Chambersburg in the final regular season game, losing to Altoona in the Mid-Penn Conference Tournament. Altoona, a very good team. 3-point shot taken, high arcing and no good by Rodriguez. And a battle for the rebound. They're going to call a travel against Siani Beatty. And a substitution for the Red Knights. Zanaya Bradley is out. And checking in is Alyssa Spring. So Asha Pratt will inbound in front of the students section. Handful of boys basketball players here. They play tomorrow night here at the gym against Conestoga Valley. The boys basketball team, the 2 seed in 6A. And Elena Sweet is fouled as she comes across the timeline. And the foul is called against Lex Rodriguez. It's her first, the team's first. A win tonight also guarantees one of these teams a spot in the state tournament, so the stakes are extra high. If you want one more game, you need to win tonight. Sweet, baseline, floating jumper, kiss off the glass, and we're tied at 4. Elena Sweet has 2. Macy Janoski has 2. 3:20 remaining. Quarter number 1. Collier to her left, Beatty. The Reading fans making some noise as Mia Masser steals it away from Siani Beatty. Pratt in the paint, tries to drive, draws the foul, and Asha Pratt will shoot 2. Mechanicsburg with their first chance to take a lead as the foul is called against Jillian Laws. Her first, the team's second. Asha Pratt goes to the line. Pratt bending at the knees. First free throw off the back of the iron, no good. Pratt readies for shot number 2. As the noise continues from the Reading student section. Shot 2 is true, so the Cats lead by 1 as Asha Pratt goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Back the other way, Savia Collier turns it over. Masser with a steal, as she's done all year. Masser runs the floor, bounce pass intended for Pratt is corralled by Lebo, and there's contact from Lex Rodriguez, and she's the last to touch it, so it'll be Mechanicsburg basketball inbounding under the hoop. And a timeout has been called by Reading. With that timeout, we'll take a 30-second break as well. Today's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms at Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
We are dedicated to serving our members, associates, and communities because they give us purpose. We know we are stronger when we come together as one. We believe financial literacy is a key tool for personal well-being, economic stability, and a more secure financial future for everyone. And we are committed to providing all with access to financial wellness resources. We strive to deliver unparalleled experiences for our members through every moment and milestone. We are built by will, forged by people, and powered by a proud member experience.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Back to the Mechanicsburg High School gym. Following the first Reading timeout of the game, the Wildcats will inbound under the hoop. Macy Yanoski in trouble, finds Asha Pratt. Pratt in the paint, tries to split a double team. She can't do it. The ball's loose. It goes out of bounds. And Reading, the last to touch it. So the Wildcats steal a possession back. A nice job defensively by Tamaya Collier. She was battling to take that ball away from Pratt, but Pratt was able to at least bounce it off of her leg. Yanoski inbounds and gets it right back from Elena Sweet. Yanoski to Masser. Masser between the circles, right to Pratt. Back to Masser one more time. Masser, chest pass to Sweet, far side corner. Pressured by Collier. And the ball nearly stolen away by Siani Beatty. Substitution forthcoming. Kilani Ocasio in for the Reading Red Knights, and taking a seat, Siani Bailey. So Ocasio in, Beatty is out. Cats up by 1, 5-4, 2:23 remaining, quarter number 1. It's the opening round of the District 3 6A basketball tournament. Macy Yanoski from the foul line, bounce past Masser. She takes a three. It's going to be long. Elena Sweet gets the rebound. Sweet retreats back outside the three-point arc. Bounce pass right, Lebo in front of the Reading bench. Down low, Pratt. Pratt, bounce pass. Yanoski has her shot blocked. Blocked underneath by Tamia Collier. And Reading will have the possession with under 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. Lex Rodriguez splits a double team, kiss off the glass and in. Rodriguez has 2, and Reading leads by 1 with 1:42 remaining in quarter number 1. Yanoski nearly has her pocket picked, regains the dribble. Bounce pass to Pratt. It's nearly stolen away. Some contact. And Yanoski looking for a foul. Instead, she was the last to touch the basketball as it goes out of bounds. If Mechanicsburg hasn't realized this is going to be a physical basketball game by now, they're going to be in for a rough next 3 quarters because Reading has brought it tonight. They may be the 13th seed, but they are a hot squad coming into this District 3 6A postseason. Rodriguez between the circles, pulls up, takes a three, back of the iron, and out of bounds. Mechanicsburg basketball, 74 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Again, boys basketball tomorrow night right here on GoMechanicsburg.com. Ben Shad has the call against Conestoga Valley. He's on the air at 6:30. Coach's Corner with head coach Mike Gaffey not long thereafter. Macy Yanoski pops a three, and it's good! Macy has 5, and the Cats are up by 2 with a minute remaining in quarter number 1. These juniors for Mechanicsburg have about a dozen postseason games under their belt in 3 seasons as Macy Yanoski reaches in and forces the jump ball alternating possession arrow. Jillian Laws was the one battling with Yanoski underneath. So, like I said, these juniors for the Cats, nearly a dozen postseason games on their resume. So they are no strangers to the second season under head coach Clay McAllister. And the crazy thing is there's only 2 seniors on the roster, and they see minimal playing time. 3-point shot taken and missed by Rodriguez. I'd argue that Danny Klinger does see a reasonable amount of time. Maybe the 7th player off the bench, as Lauren Lebo just can't hold on to that one, and it rolls off her knees and out of bounds. Cats up by 2, 8-6, 33 seconds remaining, quarter number 1. Rodriguez brings the ball across the timeline and sets the offense between the circles. Goes right, Collier. Collier back to her left. It's in the hands of Spring. She takes a jumper. It's no good. Battle for the board. Bradley underneath in the face of Masser. Shot no good. Pratt gets the rebound. 13 seconds, now 10. The Cats can play for the final shot of the quarter if they slow down. Yanoski wide open and side of the iron, no good. Reading will have one more chance with 2 seconds left. The shot is off in time, and it is good. A three-point shot taken by Lex Rodriguez gives Reading a 1-point lead heading into quarter number 2. We'll be right back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Operation Wildcat is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to pool the resources in our community to help our school district students, families, and staff members in need. We'll take your new or gently used back-to-school items, bikes, books, clothing, dresses and suits, furniture, Halloween costumes, gifts for the holiday, Christmas tree decorations, pennies, socks, underwear, Thanksgiving food, toothbrushes and toothpaste, and yard sale items. Learn more at OperationWildcat.org and go Wildcat.
Craig was in the Rockies and had to cut his ski trip short because he was having severe knee pain.
Lauren came in. She was really discouraged. She had tried 3 months of therapy. Nothing was working. She really wanted to get back to volleyball.
We found that he had severe arthritis in both knees and his hip.
She needed shoulder arthroscopy with slap and posterior labral repair.
Simultaneous bilateral total knee replacements.
6 months of recovery, and Lauren's back, happy as ever.
3 months after his final surgery, Craig sent us pictures of him skiing the Rocky Mountains. And that's what makes our job here at OSS Health so fulfilling.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Mike Garland and you hanging out on GoMechanicsburg.com. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. Lex Rodriguez hit a buzzer beater to give the Red Knights a 1-point lead, but the Cats will have possession starting in the second quarter. Reading, their defense like a glove on the Wildcats, and a pushing foul called against the Red Knights, and Jillian Laws. That's Laws' second foul, the team's first of the quarter. Siani Beatty checking back into the contest, and checking out is Tamaya Collier. So Collier is out, Beatty is in, the Cats down by 1. The winner not only qualifies for states, but plays on Thursday against either Governor Mifflin or Central Dauphin. A Mechanicsburg win, and it's home Thursday. A Reading win, and they will be on the road on Thursday. Lebo underneath, turnaround jumper, and it's in. Lauren Lebo using some of that size on her 6-foot frame to give the Cats a lead here in the second. Naraya Ortega at the scorer's table, the 5'9" junior, readies to check in at the next stoppage. Bounce pass into the hands of Alyssa Spring. Shot up, no good. Lebo on the board. Coach McAllister needs some nice physical play from Lauren Lebo if he can get it. Elena Sweet fouled in the act, and she'll shoot 2. Sweet tried to take that outlet pass and convert, but she draws contact instead. Lex Rodriguez with foul number 2, her team's second of the quarter. And the Cats at the line shooting 2, just 1 of 2 thus far. Oh, Asha Pratt made one, missed one. And Sweet misses the first, looking to convert on the second. Sanaya Bradley in. Ortega as well. Second free throw is true. Cats lead by 2. Let's hope that free throws aren't the determining factor in this one for the Wildcats. Rodriguez in front of the Wildcat bench, hands it off to her left and Beatty. Now it's in the hands of Ocasio. Fancy dribbling from Rodriguez. A beautiful bounce pass to Beatty. She can't convert on the bucket, but does draw the foul. Asha Pratt, the guilty party. Her first, the team's first, and at the line shooting 2 is Siani Beatty as Reagan Condon comes to the scorer's table. She'll check in between free throws. Beatty bends at the knees, first free throw off the iron and no good. Condon is in, Masser is out. Three juniors, a sophomore, and a freshman on the court for head coach Clay McAllister. The second free throw is in. So Beatty nets her first, and it's a 1-point game. It has been back and forth all game long. Pratt lucky. That bounce pass picked up by Lebo. Elena Sweet does a great job of saving it, but Pratt is blocked underneath. Now a scrum for the ball. And Macy Yanoski down hard. Also down hard for Reading was Lex Rodriguez. It looked like Rodriguez might have hit her head, but she actually reached for her shoulder. And head coach Rashida Suber having a conversation with the official as that alternating possession arrow that came from that physical play gives Reading the basketball under the defensive hoop. This is the kind of basketball game that Mechanicsburg is neck deep in tonight. Reading is bringing the fight. Beatty splits Pratt and Sweet, shot no good. Pratt has a hand on the ball and another tie-up and a whistle. It was Pratt and Ortega, and this time the arrow goes Mechanicsburg's way with 6:05 remaining in quarter number 1. Pratt travels in the backcourt. Just an unforced error there from the sophomore Asha Pratt. She knows better, but those things happen sometimes. Everybody in the gym saw it, and there was an audible gasp. Now Condon's got to be careful. She's got her back turned towards the inbounder as Rodriguez takes the high arcing inbound underneath, and a beautiful pass to Zanaya Bradley, who converts. Condon and Pratt trapped in the backcourt. Yanoski looking over her shoulder. Finds Sweet. Sweet looks to drive baseline. Draws the double team, and she's in trouble. Now they're going to call a foul against Reading. And the foul goes against Naraya Ortega. Her first, the team's second of the quarter. And Kalani Ocasio is out of the contest. Back in is Tamaya Collier. So 3 fouls for Reading here in quarter number 2. Lebo, Sweet takes a 3. Side of the iron, no good. Battle underneath. Who's going to get it? Condon battling amongst the trees, but Rodriguez ends up with the possession. Rodriguez with speed, runs the floor, passes left. Beatty in the paint, shot up, no good. It's tipped around. Bodies on the floor. And Reading gets the rebound. Lex Rodriguez. Rodriguez between the legs, kicks left Beatty. Beatty down low, Yanoski reaches in, gets a hand on it, but she was the last to touch it as Bradley watches it go out of bounds. 5:10 remaining, quarter number 2. Wildcat Athletics would like to recognize the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department for their continued support of our web streams. With the rec department here in the district, you can immerse yourself in a world of discovery from creative crafts, dance, fitness opportunities, and family fun. Something for everyone. Stop by their office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center to learn more, or visit mbgsd.org. Click on that Parks and Rec tab for more information. The ball is loose, a turnover for Reading as Macy Yanoski comes away with the loose bean. Reagan Condon to Asha Pratt underneath, off the glass, no good. Lebo battling, Condon gets the board. Back to Pratt. Pratt immediately draws the double team. Sweet, over to Condon. Condon doing the best that she can out there. Yanoski, head fake on the 3, in the paint, floating runner, front of the iron, no good. Macy tries to tip it out, but it ends up in the hands of the Reading Red Knights. In transition, Rodriguez behind the back. Oh my goodness! Sione Beatty with the bucket, and a timeout called by Mechanicsburg, a 30-second timeout. Cats trail by 3. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
At Bobby Rahal, it's about doing the right thing, starting with our vision that clients deserve great service at a fair price. We understand this can only happen with great team members. Doing what's right includes supporting local charities, youth sports, and first responders. It extends to the environment and why we reclaim rainwater for car washes and recycle used oil. We want to thank our loyal clients for recognizing us by voting Bobby Rahal simply the best of Harrisburg for 21 years in a row. Experience the Bobby Rahal difference and find out more at BobbyRahal.com.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
The Wildcats call their first timeout of the game, trailing by 3, 14-11. Reading led by as many as 4, and that was early on when it was 4-0. Otherwise, it has been a raucous back and forth affair. Mechanicsburg looking to regain their composure. A couple of turnovers, a couple of missed shots. And Reading has that 3-point advantage. Reagan Condon will inbound to Asha Pratt. Condon gets it back, and Pratt one more time. Mechanicsburg needs to get the ball across the timeline. Condon being pressured, and they do break that press. Back to Condon. Condon splits the difference. Lebo in trouble. Condon from the free throw line. Left to Yanoski. Foul line extended outside the three-point arc. Hard baseball pass to Elena Sweet, who goes crashing into the Reading bench, and it's a Mechanicsburg turnover. This is just a pace of play that Mechanicsburg has not seen all year, and a pace of play they have not had to engage in at any point this season as well. They are in this game. This is a winnable basketball game. Still plenty of time left. But they are seeing something in this Reading Red Knights team who is hot here in the second season, winning the Berks tournament, rattling off 3 wins in a row over the last 7 days. Collier, bounce pass right. Long jumper Ortega, side of the iron, no good. Reagan Condon, the shortest young lady on the floor, comes away with the rebound. Sweet. Layup, points, and the Cats are down by 1. Sweet has 5. Reagan Condon with the assist. It's 14-13 Reading. And the Red Knights slow the offense for a moment. Siani Beatty standing between the circles, using some time on the game clock. No shot clock at the high school level, so taking advantage of every opportunity. Beatty in the paint and called for the travel. That shot may have been blocked by Pratt, if not for that travel. And the Cats will inbound with 3:13 remaining and down by 1. There are some good teams at the 6A level. Altoona will no doubt make a run. As Condon nearly loses the ball, she's got to get it out of the backcourt, and the Cats do so. Bounce pass from Pratt to Yanoski, now over to Sweet. Sweet nearly loses it. Lebo underneath, out to Yanoski. Yanoski with the head fake, takes a 3, back of the board, and it's no good. Rebound corralled by Bradley, and a whistle, and there's going to be a foul called either against Lebo or Asha Pratt. Regardless, it's the 5th Wildcat foul, so Reading will shoot free throws. Pratt gets the foul call. It's actually the second team foul. I stand corrected. The second team foul for Mechanicsburg. I looked up at the scoreboard quick and saw the 4 in the timeouts remaining category instead of fouls. Mia Masser will come to the scorer's table and check in at the next stoppage. 14-13 Reading with possession. 2:39 remaining in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll check in with Ben Shadd and Foundation Facts as Elena Sweet forces the turnover. Cats need to make something happen with this possession. Sweet draws a double team. Pratt, high arcing 3, and it's in! Asha Pratt rattles in a triple, and the Cats are back up by 2. 2:15 remaining, quarter number 1. Rodriguez, pressured by Condon. Kind of a fumbled bounce pass to her right, and Samaya Collier. Collier, a 5'10 senior. Now it's in the hands of Beatty. Bradley takes it in, kicks it back out to Beatty. Beatty in the paint. Bradley, turnaround jumper, front of the iron, no good. The ball is loose. And Lebo trucks Bradley, no call. And head coach Rashida Suber, none too happy about that. Sweet, Yanoski in the paint, bounce pass, Lebo off the glass and in! Lauren Lebo with the bucket. It feels like a championship game in here. It's definitely a heavyweight fight. 1:25 remaining. First half, 18-14. Cats up by 4, biggest lead of the half. And a foul called against Elena Sweet, who now goes to her right arm. Actually called against Elena Sweet, and Danny Klinger will check in. Sweet's second, and she might have twinged a shoulder there during that tie-up, and getting looked at by the training staff as Klinger is in. It's an important time for this senior. She certainly doesn't want to make this the last game she plays in. The Cats are up by 4. Beatty in the paint, looking to drive on Lebo, tripped up by Lebo, and they're going to call a foul on Lauren. Somewhat of an incidental contact play, but regardless, contact. And that will send Reading to the line to shoot 2. Siani Beatty at the line for the second time. She's 1 of 2. .106 remaining in the first half. Sweet back to the scorer's table. She'll check in a moment as Beatty misses that free throw. So Sweet back in, Klinger back to the bench. Condon remains on the floor. It's Sweet, Janoski, Lebo, Masser, and Condon for the Wildcats. Second free throw forthcoming from Beatty. Back of the iron, no good. Janoski cleans the glass. Macy's brother Chance and family in attendance tonight. Boys basketball tomorrow, home against Conestoga Valley. So the boys basketball team here, a nice turnout by the student section as well. The Reading fans making noise with the cheerleaders making the trip, and a whistle. Speaking of trip, as Elena Sweet goes down. Sky Bligden called for the foul. Her first, the team's fourth of the quarter. So Janoski gets it in to Mia Masser. The pace of this game is such that I'm not sure the Cats can get away with taking the final shot of the quarter. As they turn it over there, that pass was intended for Janoski. Now a beautiful steal from Sweet. Elena Sweet with the sure hands. And now the Cats will play for the final shot of the half, leading by 4. Looking to extend that lead to 6 or 7. Mia Masser, who worked her way into the starting lineup early in the year, sets the offense and hands it off to Reagan Condon. Condon to Janoski. Bounce pass, Lebo. Out to Sweet for 3. Side of the iron, no good. Janoski at the buzzer. And the shot wouldn't have counted had it dropped. What a crazy first half. The teams head to their respective locker rooms. Mechanicsburg leads by 4, 18-14. We'll be back in a bit on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com. Or call 717-590-7917.
A deck where memories are made, barbecues are grilled, and sunsets are savored. But let's face it, not all decks are created equal. Enter Westshire Decks. We're not your average deck builders. Precision is our mantra. We don't just build decks, we craft outdoor living spaces tailored to your dreams. With Westshire Decks, you get seasoned experts who know decks inside and out. So why settle for a deck that's just okay when you can have one that's extraordinary? Westshire Decks, where craftsmanship meets creativity. Give us a call today and come see how we are different.
The Wildcat Foundation is Mechanicsburg Area School District's education foundation. Established in 1998, the foundation raises and distributes funds that support students in education, wellness, cultural awareness, and athletics. The Wildcat Foundation has also awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to support students' higher education. Learn more and donate today at wildcatfoundation.org.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Hello, Wildcat fans, and thanks for tuning in for this varsity contest on GoMechanicsburg.com and now on YouTube at Go Mechanicsburg, as always, presented by 11 Oaks Farm in Newville. We'll get you back out to the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth in just a bit, but right now it's time for our halftime segment, Halftime, as always, presented by the Wildcat Foundation. And this is Foundation Decks, and we're joined once again by Rebecca Kuhn. Rebecca, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Rebecca, for a reminder for the folks who may not have tuned in the first time, give us a little bit of a background on the grant program that you have funded through the Wildcat Foundation.
So I teach at the middle school, and I teach in special education in our life skills program, which is 6th through 8th grade. And those are students that work on a lot of functional skills. And one of our classes is a daily living skills class where we teach a lot about cooking and being out in the community and grocery shopping and things like that. And our big program in my classroom is our Wildcat Cafe, where we serve our staff breakfast and lunch once a month. So for the last 2 years, I've been grants from the Wildcat Foundation to help fund that program with new kitchen equipment. This year we got new carts for our breakfast when we go out to serve our breakfast. And for the last 2 years, we've gotten to be at Foundation Nights, which we're going to talk about here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is a fantastic program. I know a lot of schools do this. My wife included, she teaches in a different district, but the day gets so much brighter when that cart makes its way through the hallways and you hear it coming. I have, my mother-in-law was also a former teacher at Mechanicsburg, recently retired. And again, that was one of her highlights, was that cart coming down. It's an absolute blast. So now it's going on the road and it's kind of getting a little big time with Wildcat Foundation Night.
Yeah, it is. So we were really excited last year. The foundation asked us to be part of Foundation Night, and they started something new last year called a Taste of Mechanicsburg. And so we were one of the first invited to come and show off our skills. And then we were very excited because we were invited back again this year. They're doing a Taste of Mechanicsburg as well to be part of that.
And I think it's just an amazing opportunity for especially the students too to be involved. You look around and you see the restaurants that they go to night in and night out all around Mechanicsburg, and then to be included in that group and maybe even possibly network or talk with them or exchange recipes or what have you. Like, that's got to be an amazing experience for those students to get kind of like a little preview into like the professional world of cooking, if they choose to take this as a career, to know what an event looks like and how to cater to a mass event.
Yeah, they are super excited. We just announced to them 2 weeks ago that we were going to be doing this again. And it's more than just, hey, we're going to show up and serve. Like, we put a lot of skills into it. They apply to come, because unfortunately, while I have a wonderful class, I can't bring them all with me to Foundation Night. So they apply to come and talk about why they want to do this. We tie this into careers because we talk a lot in our transition about, especially as they're getting ready to go to high school and things like that, about what they want to do. And I have quite a few kids who, with doing all of the cooking and the grocery shopping and learning about recipes and all of that stuff within the classroom, have really taken to that and can see themselves being able to work somewhere in the culinary field, possibly when they graduate from high school.
That's just absolutely amazing that it builds that foundation, it plants that seed and gets them interested in something so young. And then I think one final question before we go here, any idea on what the menu is going to look like? Any previews as to what the Taste of Mechanicsburg is going to be from your end?
Yep. So we actually just decided with the kids this past week and just ran it by the foundation. So this year we are going to have a soup bar. So there's going to be a variety of soups where you can come and grab a bowl, or if you'd like, you can get a small flight of soups with some bread and crackers as well. So the kids are really excited. We are actually having that for our Wildcat Cafe lunch here in January to test everything out, make sure it's good to go. And then we'll be bringing it to Foundation Night in February.
That's fantastic. Every corner, get a little test beforehand to know what works, maybe, what recipes need to be tweaked. And at the time of this recording, a nice snowy day here in Mechanicsburg, a soup flight? I mean, I've never even thought of that. It seems so simple, but man, you guys got everything covered. And folks, I can't think of a better advertisement to go to Wildcat Foundation Night than that right there. But Rebecca, thank you so much. And folks, this has been Foundation Facts presented by the Wildcat Foundation. Learn more about them online at wildcatfoundation.org. We're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we will have second half action for you here, right here on Go Mechanicsburg. Now on YouTube at Go Mechanicsburg. And as always, our streams presented by 11 Oaks Farm in Newville.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill, call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're TruGreen. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to the Mechanicsburg High School gym. Mike Garland hanging out in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. It's the opening round of the District 3 6A postseason tournament. Mechanicsburg leads Reading 18-14 in a very physical first half. The winner gets Central Dauphin or Governor Mifflin on Thursday, and right now at the half in Lincolnstown, Central Dauphin leads Governor Mifflin 42-24. So by all accounts, the winner will be playing the number 5 seeded Central Dauphin Rams coming up in just a couple of days. Take a quick look at the leading scorers. It's been a team effort on both sides. There isn't one player that's standing head and shoulders above any other player. The leading scorer for Reading unofficially is Alexa Rodriguez. She has 5 points. Siani Beatty has 3. Zanaya Bradley has 4. And Tamaya Collier has 2 for the Wildcats. Macy Yanoski with 5. Elena Sweet also with 5. Lauren Lebo has 4, as does Asha Pratt. All of that should add up to 18 points. The young ladies for both squads making their way to their respective benches. A good opportunity to remind you fans that Wildcat Foundation Night is coming up this coming week, the 21st, at Stock Manor. The gala, which serves as the foundation's top fundraiser, features an online auction which helps the foundation's mission to support all students in the district. Limited tickets remain. Visit wildcatfoundation.org to learn more about this special event coming up on Friday in Mechanicsburg. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. Don't forget boys basketball tomorrow night here at the gym versus Conestoga Valley. Ben Shad will have the call as the number 2 seeded Wildcats take their strong 2024-2025 campaign into the postseason and welcome the Buckskins to town for that 7 p.m. tip. Ben will be on the air starting at 6:30 with Coach's Corner and a nice sit down with head coach Mike Gaffey. So Reading will start the second half with possession. Speaking of Ben Shad, I want to say hi to him for tuning in. He and his wife Sarah and their brand new cat Hank. Although I'm not confident that Hank is watching. He's probably playing with toys. But nevertheless, we appreciate the Shads tuning in and for all Ben does here. Reading with the first possession. Beatty kicks it out. Collier takes a 3, makes a 3. Check that. That was Jillian Laws, her first points of the game. And the Cats still lead by 1. But a big 3-point shot to open the second half for the Reading Red Knights. Can Mechanicsburg match? Pratt to Sweet. Mechanicsburg needs to be a little more sure-handed here in the second half. Staunch defense by Reading has forced more than a handful of turnovers for the Wildcats. And it's one thing to have the ball knocked out of your hands. It's another to drop it. And the Cats have done their fair share of that as well. So looking for a little bit of a change offensively for Mechanicsburg. Certainly the points are nice, but possession is even better. Sweet has it poked out of her hands by Rodriguez. So the Cats will keep possession. As the energy in the gym has calmed just a bit. It was at a fever pace in the first half. Pratt thought about a 3, bounce pass to Yanoski. She's trapped in the corner, goes left now. Sweet, Masser, bounce pass low. Lebo looking to back in on Collier. Out to Pratt. Pratt trying to work off a screen from Lebo. Over to Yanoski. Yanoski spins in the face of Laws. The bounce pass to Lebo. Lebo backing in trouble. Kicks it out from the foul line. Pratt to Yanoski. Sweet. Now passing is nice. It takes time off the clock, but the more you pass, the more you're not scoring, and the more you risk doing that exact thing. As a foul is called against Lauren Lebo. Her second, the team's first of the quarter. So all of that All of that time off the clock amounts to no points because Mechanicsburg couldn't get a shot off. And that's where the tight defense from Reading is key. Probably a couple of opportunities for shots to be taken. They just weren't. Rodriguez dumping down low. Elena Sweet flies in, tips it out of the hands of Zanaya Bradley. And Janoski across the timeline looking to go coast to coast. She was trying to draw a foul, but instead it will remain Mechanicsburg basketball as Sione Beatty hustled back on the defensive side and got a hand on it. Janoski, she hit a big three in the first half. Now it's into the hands of Mia Masser. Masser doesn't have any points, but definitely a couple of rebounds and a few steals as well. Sweet looks to drive. Bounce pass to Pratt. The shot is no good, but there's a foul called before the shot. The Cats will inbound underneath. And Sione Beatty called for the foul. Her first, the team's second. Check that, first of the quarter. Janoski inbounds to Lebo. Yolanda Velez comes to the scorer's table for Reading, looking to check in for the first time. Just 2 points so far in the quarter. They are from Reading, but Asha Pratt has a chance to go to the free throw line and answer. The foul called against Jillian Laws, her third. 18-15 at the half. Now 18-17 as Pratt looks to convert. She makes the first. Now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. 5 points for Asha Pratt, tied for a team high with Macy Janoski and Elena Sweet. Alyssa Spring in as well. Pratt bending at the knees. That one's going to be no good. And the rebound corralled by Collier. She nearly fumbled it out of bounds, but slowed the dribble and picked it up. Now Rodriguez. Cats up by 2. Collier runs into Pratt. The ball is loose, and Asha Pratt goes for it. But instead, it was last touched by Yolanda Velez, who had just checked in. Velez, a freshman. Mechanicsburg needs some points from the floor. Only 1 point this quarter, and it comes by way of free throw. Janoski to Lebo. Pratt thought about a three, pulls it down, splits a double team to Janoski. Back to Pratt. Pratt thought about a shot. And in this game, the pace of play, you can't think. You got to do. Sweet, floating jumper, and it's in. The first points from the paint for Mechanicsburg here in quarter number 3. A substitution coming. Kalani Ocasio for Reading. We'll wait to check in. Rodriguez resets the offense. Wags the pinky, dribbles between the legs, and goes to the right. Looking to work off a screen from Spring. Pulls up for 3 and drains it. Rodriguez with her second 3 of the night, and it's a 1-point game. And that's the second time tonight that she's hit from distance. Lebo to Sweet. Janoski splits, glass, shot no good. Lebo and Pratt battling. Pratt comes away with it, backing in on Lebo. Lebo, shot off the glass, it's no good, but Pratt on the board. Pratt draws some contact underneath. And again, a very physical matchup as the officials are letting these young ladies play to some extent. Now, Reading had a little bit of an issue in the last couple of weeks, a skirmish, if you will, in their game against Wilson. So we know that Reading isn't going to back down from anybody, and they will bring the fight literally and figuratively as Elena Sweet hits the fall-away jumper. She's got 9. The Cats are back up by 3. Rodriguez lowers the shoulder, and they're going to call it against Janoski on the floor. So Macy Janoski with foul number 1. Team foul number 2. The winner of this one not only gets the winner of Central Dauphin Governor Mifflin, but also a guaranteed spot in the state tournament. Rodriguez looking to inbound. Does so into the backcourt, and it's corralled by Tamaya Collier. Collier, tall, lanky, 5'10", and a senior. Some extra support on those knees of hers as her lavender sneakers go to the left side of the gym. One more time for Rodriguez. This one is no good. And it was Collier coming in on the rebound attempt, and she is fouled. So Collier will shoot as Asha Pratt picks up team foul number 3. Mechanicsburg's third foul of the quarter. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. We thank you for tuning in on GoMechanicsburg.com. Collier at the line for the first time. Reading 1 of 4 as a team from the charity stripe. And she makes that one. Reagan Condon. Check that. Danny Klinger will check in. Klinger is in. Pratt is out. So Klinger, the senior, bringing some much-deserved experience and leadership onto the hardwood for the Wildcats. And the second shot rattles in as well. 4 points on the night for Collier. The Cats lead by 1. This has been a back-and-forth game throughout. Janoski. Too sweet, now Masser. Klinger to Janoski, and Macy is fouled. That's going to be Kalani Acasio with foul number 1 for the senior. Team foul number 3. Janoski looking to inbound, does so to Masser in the backcourt. Masser, baseball pass to Janoski in the front court, give and go, Klinger near side corner. Janoski underneath Lebo, draws a double team, throwing elbows, off the glass, the shot is no good. Spring with the rebound. Coach McAllister chirping for a foul, but no call. Rodriguez, a beautiful no-look pass into the hands of Bradley. She turns it over though, and Sweet comes away with it. Now Danny Klinger fouled in the backcourt. This Reading team certainly not shy about contact as Bradley is called for the foul. Mechanicsburg holding their own as bodies are bumping and banging. Janoski will inbound near midcourt on the far side of the gym. Masser has it go through her hands but picks it up. Klinger to Janoski. Foul line extended, fall away jumper, side of the iron, no good. And the rebound is Zaniah Bradley. Bradley back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looks to drive on Sweet. No-look pass intended for Bradley. The ball's loose. Rodriguez picks it up. Back to Bradley. The bucket, and Reading has the lead. Those second chance opportunities for the Reading Red Knights give them a 1-point lead with 2:15 remaining in quarter number 3. Lebo down low, Janoski. It's swatted away by Collier, and Reading runs the floor looking to extend that lead. And a travel is going to be called against the Red Knights and Zaniah Bradley. So Reagan Condon hustles to the scorer's table. She'll check in. Siani Beatty checks in for Reading. And I do believe we're going to see a timeout from Reading in just a few moments as Lex Rodriguez turned around and emphatically signaled timeout, and Reading is granted that 60-second break. Back in a moment on GoMechanicsburg.com.
The Turnbridge Group at RBC Wealth Management are proud supporters of Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. When you're faced with tough business, personal, and financial decisions, turn to the Turnbridge Group. They specialize in retirement planning and complex financial situations as their team helps you define and attain your goals, all while building a strong and caring relationship with you. Advisors Tim Engel, Jonathan Stow, and Nick Hansen are available for your call today. The Turnbridge Group, part of the community and for the community. Visit them online at turnbridgegroup.com or call 717-724-4225.
I needed a change in my life. I wanted to be closer to my grandchildren. I was not hearing what the kids were saying. I fly hot air balloons and I couldn't hear leaks. It was time to take care of my hearing. As soon as I met Mary Ann at Renewed Hearing Solutions, she made me feel so comfortable. My life has improved so much since I got hearing aids. It was the best thing I've ever done. I would highly recommend Renewed Hearing Solutions.
Get back in the conversation. Call Renewed Hearing Solutions today.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Following the timeout, Mechanicsburg has possession. Elena Sweet in front of the Wildcat bench. Reagan Condon, bounce pass right, Mia Masser. Back to Sweet. Sweet, bounce pass to Janoski. Janoski in the paint, back to Sweet. Sweet to Condon. The freshman works it around the perimeter, now to the right, and Masser, who turns it over. Zanaya Bradley brings the ball up the court into Rodriguez's hands. And Macy Janoski is going to be called for the foul. The second foul on Macy Janoski, the fourth for the Wildcats in quarter number 3. Asha Pratt is in, Mia Masser is out. It's Maya Collier in for Reading. Taking a seat is Lex Rodriguez, and Lex Rodriguez is a game changer, so the Cats need to do something with Rodriguez on the bench. Bradley outside the three-point arc, dumping down low. Three-point shot taken and missed by Spring. The ball is going to go out of bounds, but it will remain Reading Red Knight basketball. Head coach Clay McAllister with a fresh haircut, barking out instruction to his young ladies. It is win or go home for both of these squads. And a 5-second violation on the baseline. Turnover Reading and Samaya Collier. Now look, there are 84 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. The Cats have held their own in a physical game, the likes of which they have not seen all year. Reading has brought it. This is a good team. I'm not totally sure how they've lost 8 games this year. But Mechanicsburg battling in their third straight 6A game of the season. But they do need points as Lauren Lebo draws a double team underneath and nearly turns it over. Janoski picks it up. Floating jumper falls in, and the Cats are back up on top. 7 points for Macy. The Cats up 25-24. Reading slowing the offense for the first time in a while. The ball in the hands of Ocasio. She's driving. Condon nearly forces her out of bounds. Fall-away jumper. Beatty off the iron, no good. Pratt gets the rebound. Condon splits a double team. Condon nearly has her pocket picked. Janoski might have been partially blocked. It falls short. Lauren Lebo on the rebound. Lebo with the rebound and the putback, and the Cats go back up by 3. Each team has scored 9 in this quarter. 18 seconds remaining, and they're going to call a travel and a turnover against Reading and Samaya Collier. So the Cats looking for the final shot of quarter number 3 and a chance to advance to the second round of the district tournament while also qualifying for the state tournament along the way. Reagan Condon bringing the ball out of the backcourt, gets across the timeline in the face of Ocasio. Sweet draws a double team, and there's a whistle. The alternating possession arrow is a turnover for the Wildcats. So maybe a little lackadaisical ball handling for Mechanicsburg and forced into a turnover there. Reading has already made 1 shot at the buzzer. That was a 3-pointer by Lex Rodriguez at the end of the first quarter, and the inbound goes to Beatty. Beatty with 2 seconds gets the shot up, and it's in. The second buzzer beater for the Reading Red Knights as Beatty makes it a 1-point game headed to the fourth quarter. It's Mechanicsburg 27, Reading 26. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill. Call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
We head to the final 8 minutes of regulation. Mechanicsburg leads Reading 27-26. on GoMechanicsburg.com. And Mechanicsburg will have possession to start the fourth quarter, but twice in this game, at the end of the first and at the end of the third, the Cats couldn't properly manage the clock to get that final shot off, and not only did they not get the final shot off, but Reading got the ball and scored points. Mia Masser pressured Lebo from the foul line, falling away, Pratt underneath, and she can't convert. That ball rolled around the cylinder and popped back out. Rodriguez gets the rebound. Collier in the paint, and they're going to call a travel on Collier. If nothing else, I'd argue alternating possession, and head coach Rashida Suber arguing the same, but it's going to be a turnover for the Red Knights, and with the Cats up by 1, every possession matters here over the last 7.5 minutes. If you're going to use the clock, you got to convert at the end. 4 or 5 years ago when Mechanicsburg played Gettysburg in the district championship at the Giant Center, that's exactly what Gettysburg did to the Cats. They ran time off the clock, and at the end of those 2 or 3 minute possessions, they'd net some points as Elena Sweet can't convert. A battle for the rebound, and Mia Masser gets her hands on it. The alternating possession arrow will give Reading the basketball. And the point, of course, to all of that is it's okay to use the time, but you got to come away with points. Otherwise, in such a close game, your opponent can just come right down and get a bucket, and you're left wondering what's next. Rodriguez, a pass to her left, and a whistle, a double dribble. Beatty turns it over. So maybe seeing some undisciplined play now from this Reading Red Knight team. Reading, who arrived here at the gym about 28 minutes before tip-off, basically got off the bus and started warming up, so not a lot of prep and get-ready time. Lebo, Masser, she takes a three. Big bucket from the freshman. Mia Masser with the triple, her first points of the night, and the Cats are up by 4. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're True Green. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Following the Wildcats timeout, Reading with possession, 6:32 remaining in regulation. The Cats up by 4. Neither team has led by any more than 4 points tonight. Rodriguez, fall-away jumper from the free-throw line, nails it, and it's a 2-point game. Lex Rodriguez with 10. She leads all Reading scorers. Janoski to Lebo. Back to Janoski. Little give and go. Masser, who just hit probably the biggest three of her young basketball career. Head coach Clay McAllister, head coach Rashida Suber, both animated on their respective benches. Lebo, far side corner, in trouble. Finds Elena Sweet near the bottom of the MCAT logo. Sweet, bounce pass Masser. Cats definitely looking to work some clock here, and again, that's great as long as they can come away with some points at the end. Janoski to Lebo. Masser nearly has it stolen away, has a path to the paint. Janoski wide open, takes a three, makes the three! Macy Janoski has 10, and the Cats with their biggest lead of the night at 5 points. Rodriguez, baseline on Lebo, she swats it away, the ball's loose. Put back attempt from Laws, also blocked. Cats on the board and running. Sweet to Janoski, back to Sweet. Lebo in the paint. Masser, do it again, young lady. Mia Masser bangs a triple. And the Cats have blown the doors open. 35-28, 4:55 remaining in regulation. a whistle, and a timeout taken by Reading. Woo! What a ball game. We're going to keep it right here with 4:51 remaining. An opportunity to reset. Back-to-back three-point shots from Mia Masser. She has 6 points. And the Cats now lead by 7. This is their biggest lead of the ball game. Macy Yanoski, Elena Sweet, Mia Masser, Lauren Lebo, Asha Pratt, all 5 starters with points. In fact, they are the only 5 Wildcats to have scored tonight. Alexa Rodriguez leading the way for Reading with 10. Will her efforts be enough to give Reading a district victory and a state tournament berth? Wildcat Athletics would like to recognize the Mechanicsburg Area Parks and Recreation Department for their continued support of our web streams. With the rec department here in the district, you can immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From creative crafts, dance, arts, fitness experiences, family fun, and more, they offer a little bit of something for everybody. Rodriguez jumper, front of the iron, no good. Lebo on the rebound. Stop by the Parks and Rec office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center to learn more, or visit mbgsd.org. Click on the Parks and Rec tab for details. Rodriguez has her pocket picked by Macy Yanoski, and then nearly schoolboys her near the free throw line. Inadvertent, but nevertheless contact between Rodriguez and Yanoski, and Rodriguez, with anger in her eyes, reaches in and then somehow is shocked that she's called for the foul. She was fired up as she was trying to poke that ball out of Macy Yanoski's hands. 2 timeouts remaining for Reading, 3 timeouts for the Wildcats. The ball is loose. Sweet saves it. Masser gets on the right side of the timeline. 4:06 remaining. Lebo looking for a friend. Finds Masser. Pratt, far side corner to a cutting Lauren Lebo. She misses the layup but draws the foul. Lauren Lebo will go to the line. The Cats are 3 of 6 on the night. Zaniah Bradley called for foul number 2. The team's second of the quarter. Lebo at the line for the first time tonight. As I mentioned, Mechanicsburg 3 of 6 on the evening. Lebo bending at the knees. That first free throw rims out. Mariah Ortega, she comes in. Jillian Laws is out. Lebo, the second free throw also no good. Pratt had the rebound. There's a whistle and a lane violation called against Reading. So Lebo will have another opportunity. It looks like Bradley was the one called for the lane violation. Lebo can't make good on the third opportunity, though technically just the second miss. Rodriguez drives on Yanoski. Lebo partially blocks that shot. A battle for the rebound underneath, and a whistle. There's going to be a foul called against Mechanicsburg and Macy Yanoski. Her third, the team's first of the quarter. At the line shooting for Reading is Ortega. Raya Ortega, first free throws of the night, and that one hits the back of the iron, no good. Coach McAllister screaming to get Macy Yanoski's attention. I think everybody in the gym heard him except for her, and I have headphones on. Ortega ready for shot number 2. It is in. Her first point of the night. It's a 6-point Mechanicsburg lead. A 5-second violation called against Asha Pratt, and Coach McAllister can't believe Asha wasn't able to get the ball inbounds. Again, I talked about these young ladies having more than a dozen games of postseason action under their respective belts. So those are just mistakes that you wouldn't expect to make, even though Pratt is just a sophomore. That inbounds by Reading is turned over, and Mechanicsburg nearly returns the favor. 35-29. Yanotsky will inbound. Does so to Pratt. And a whistle for the alternating possession arrow. Yanotsky to inbound on the far side of the gym with 3:38 remaining. There's a lot of people yelling a lot of things right now. Yanotsky gets the inbounds back. Now she and Mia Masser going back and forth. At some point, Redding's going to start fouling to send the Cats to the line as Rodriguez swats at that dribble. Yanotsky back to Masser. Masser with 2 big threes here in the second half. Lebo dumping down to Pratt underneath, and Pratt is hacked underneath the hoop. Raya Ortega called for the foul, her second. The team's third. Pratt at the line shooting 2, makes the first. 6 points for Asha Pratt. Maya Collier into the contest, and checking out is Beatty. Second free throw is good. 7 points for Pratt. The Cats extend the lead to 8. Little breathing room here. Rodriguez pressured by Yanotsky, and Macy picks up foul number 4. Team foul number 2, and Reagan Condon will come in for the Cats. Condon in, Yanotsky out. Macy Yanotsky definitely has her hands full tonight with Lex Rodriguez. Alyssa Spring will inbound. Spring with some rec specs. And Rodriguez lowers the shoulder. Condon draws the foul. Reagan Condon called for foul number 1, a non-shooting foul. Spring takes the inbound. And a whistle. Kick ball this time around, so we'll just reset the offense for Reading. Inbounding underneath the hoop for the Red Knights will be Lex Rodriguez. She inbounds to Spring. Now it's in the hands of Collier. Collier, cross court, Bradley. Rodriguez looking for three-pointer number 3. That one is no good. Lauren Lebo can't corral the rebound. Instead, it's Collier. Her fall-away jumper no good. Mia Masser battling Bradley underneath, and Bradley wins that battle. 5'10 versus 5'7, and Bradley converts. She has 8 points. Little backcourt pressure for Reading. Condon. And a timeout taken by head coach Clay McAllister. 37-31, Mechanicsburg leads. We're going to take a break. Be back in a bit on GoMechanicsburg.com.
A deck where memories are made, barbecues are grilled, and sunsets are savored. But let's face it, not all decks are created equal. Enter Westshire Decks. We're not your average deck builders. Precision is our mantra. We don't just build decks, we craft outdoor living spaces tailored to your dreams. With Westshire Decks, you get seasoned experts who know decks inside and out. So why settle for a deck that's just okay when you can have one that's extraordinary? Westshire Decks, where craftsmanship meets creativity. Give us a call today and come see how we are different.
Wolf Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com or call 717-590-7917.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Following the Wildcat timeout, Mechanicsburg will inbound from just to the right of their bench, and assistant coach Katie Christ. Yanotsky nearly has her pocket picked, but instead draws a foul. .220 remaining. Quarter number 4. Janoski to Sweet. Sweet pressured. Now Masser back to Janoski. Expect some fouls from Reading here in the near future. They don't have many to give. In fact, the next one sends the Wildcats to the line. Rodriguez keeps swatting. Everyone in here knows she's trying to draw the foul, and there it is. And for Rodriguez, foul number 4 will send the Wildcats to the line. Want to thank our great Go Mechanicsburg web stream crew tonight. Chris Klinger on camera. Ben and Kim Schrass tag teaming the score interface. We appreciate their help all year long. Also appreciate our viewers at home keeping us in check. So Janoski goes to the line and she'll shoot 2. Her first free throws of the night. She has 10 points, make it 11. And a game that I think had a lot of people on edge coming in is starting to settle into something that looks like a Wildcat win. Still, 1:57 remaining. That's a lot of basketball. I've seen crazier things happen this season alone, but the Cats are up by 7 with 1:50 remaining. That shot is no good, partially blocked. Beatty had it knocked away by Asha Pratt. And the Cats draw the foul, so they'll go back to the free throw line as Ortega is called for foul number 3. The winner gets Central Dauphin or Governor Mifflin on Thursday, and if it's a Mechanicsburg win, Central Dauphin will come to town. The Rams, the 5 seed in the bracket. The Mustangs, meanwhile, the 12 seed. Asha Pratt bricks the first one. So she's been about 50-50 from the free throw line. The Cats need better than that if they want to make any kind of run here in the postseason. Couple of substitutions on both sides. Pratt, second free throw, again, front of the iron, no good. Those are misses you can't afford as Acasio gets the rebound for the Red Knights. Over to Siani Beatty. Beatty dribbling right. Into the hands of Acasio. A 3. It's an air ball and a half, but it's swatted out of bounds off the hands of Asha Pratt. Coach McAllister reminding his young ladies, box out, get the boards, get the position, get the possession. Acasio inbounds. It's in the hands of Collier. 3-point shot taken and missed by the Red Knights and Jillian Laws. Now a whistle in the backcourt as Macy Janoski comes to the scorer's table, and she'll check in for Reagan Condon. And that whistle is a Reading timeout. So with that timeout, we'll take one more as well as Coach McAllister has a conversation with the officials. It's actually a Mechanicsburg timeout. So a 60-second timeout will send us to our final break of regulation. 38-31, Mechanicsburg leads. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Are you on the hunt for a new home? Maybe you're a growing family looking to expand your living situation, or you find your current space too large and you're simply looking to downsize. Whatever your needs, contact Charity Kastner, Realtor with RSR Realtors today. Charity knows the local real estate market, and she will find the right home for you. Charity Kastner isn't just a Mechanicsburg-based realtor, she's a Mechanicsburg mom. And after all, mother knows best. Just ask her kids. Make the move today by calling Charity Kastner at 717-557-9312 or rsrrealtors.com to find your first or next home sweet home.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Back in the Mechanicsburg High School gym, Mike Garland in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. We thank you for tuning in, whoever you are and wherever you are. If you're a Wildcat fan, we appreciate you being with us all throughout the year. If you're a Reading fan discovering us for the first time, well, thank you for tuning in. Your Red Knights have put up a heck of a battle and trying to come back on that steal and bucket by Tamaya Collier. Collier has 6. It's a 5-point game. Backcourt pressure for the Red Knights. Pratt turns it over in the backcourt. Ocasio misses the wide open layup, and that ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Reading basketball. So Mechanicsburg just needs to slow things down. All they have to do is hold on to the possession. Reading is working towards a foul. Reading calls that timeout. We'll keep it right here, and we'll take a look at the Reading bench first during this timeout. And you can see head coach Rashida Suber talking things over with her young ladies, the coaching staff, trying to really break this one down. And I said, I've seen crazier things this season. Just about a month ago, I watched Northern come back from about 12 down with a minute to go against then undefeated Middletown. And that was, again, a 12-point lead with a minute to go. Mechanicsburg was up by about 7 with a minute and 52. Still a lot of basketball left. Neither team really has any fouls to give at this point. There's certainly no reason Mechanicsburg is going to try to foul. They do have 2 fouls left to give, but right now, even if they give one, that's not a foul you want to give. What Mechanicsburg wants is to maintain the possession, draw the foul, make the free throws, and send Reading home with the loss. Reading, in the meantime, wants to get that ball back, wants to play pressure defense, wants to convert the buckets, and they want to pull the upset here and continue their winning ways and pick up win number 4 in a row after running through their fellow Berks opponents in the Berks Conference Tournament. So Beatty will inbound. She does so under the hoop. She needs to get it in 5 seconds or less. And that ball is turned over. Lebo gets it in the front court. Sweet. Fouled from behind. And that was a rough foul. Kalani Ocasio picked up foul number 2. A nice job by the Mechanicsburg students there, sort of softening her fall. And that will send Sweet to the line, where she is 1 of 2. These free throws are huge, and she makes that one. Unofficially 10 on the night for Elena Sweet. A couple of substitutions both ways. Condon is in for Asha Pratt. Mechanicsburg up by 6, 39-33. Mechanicsburg averaging 46.5 points per game as Sweet misses that second free throw. It's a 6-point ball game. Beatty backing in, shot no good. Lebo on the rebound. And Lebo holds on. She'll shoot free throws. And the thing is, coming in, fans, Reading not only scored more overall points, but averages more points per game. Mechanicsburg came in averaging just 46.5 points per game. Meanwhile, Reading was 50.1. On average, Reading was giving up 40 points per game. Well, on average, that's what they've given up tonight, 39 points. And if Lebo can convert here, it'll be point number 40. This was a slugfest throughout. The pace of play has slowed down just a bit as Lebo makes that first free throw, and a huge free throw for Lauren Lebo. Unofficially 7 tonight for the junior. That Reading foul, by the way, against Tamaya Collier, that was her first. Second free throw from Lebo is good as well. 2 huge made free throws. Now Reading can't win it with 1 bucket, so the Cats sort of let him go as Beatty now has 7. And if Mechanicsburg has their way, they're not going to take another shot tonight. But Mia Masser will go to the free throw line as Collier picks up foul number 2. 41-35, the Cats are on their way to the second round of the district tournament and a guaranteed state tournament game. Masser makes the first. She had 2 huge three-pointers in this game. It's pretty much been the 5 starters for the Cats tonight. Danny Klinger, Rankin Condon have seen some time as that second free throw is no good. But all the Wildcat points, all 42 of them, have come from the starting 5. Back the other way, a nice layup scored by Collier. She has 8. Janoski takes the inbounds, 5 seconds. And Janoski is going to be fouled. And at this point, Reading can start the buses because it was a hard-fought game, but the Wildcats are going to be victorious. Collier picks up foul number 3, and Janoski goes to the line. These two aren't as important as they would have been 60 seconds ago, but it's still pretty important to make those freebies when they're given the opportunity. First shot is up and in. 12 points for Macy. Leading scorer for the Cats tonight. Some of the Wildcat fans starting to head to the exit. Second shot is good as well. Macy Janoski goes 3 of 4 from the line, and the Cats are going to win this one. Final score, 44-37 against the Reading Red Knights in a hard-fought game. Leading scorer for Reading is Lex Rodriguez. She had 10 points. Tamaya Collier had 8. Siani Beatty had 7. Zanaya Bradley also had 8. Leading scorer for the Cats. Again, Macy Janoski with 13. Not too far behind her, Lauren Lebo with 8. Asha Pratt with 7. Mia Masser with 7 as well. So congratulations to the Wildcats, advancing to the state tournament and the second round of districts as well. They will play Central Dauphin, who defeated Governor Mifflin 74-43. So put that one on the calendar coming up Thursday night here at the gym. In the meantime, boys basketball tomorrow night. Ben Shad has the call as Mechanicsburg will face Conestoga Valley. Tip-off at 7 p.m. Coach's Corner with head coach Mike Gaffey at 6:30. The final one more time, Mechanicsburg 44, Reading 37. Thanks again to our Go Mechanicsburg web stream crew. Chris Klinger on camera, Ben and Kim Schrass on the score interface. I am Mike Garland. Have a good night, fans.
This has been a presentation of Mechanicsburg High School Wildcat Athletics, presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com. Wildcat Athletics is presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville, Bobby Rahal Automotive Group, Charity Kastner RSR Realtors, your neighborhood Chick-fil-A at Shepherdstown Crossing, Lawnscapes Inc., Members First Federal Credit Union, Operation Wildcat, OSS Health, now with 2 locations on the West Shore, Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department, RBC Wealth Management and the Turnbridge Group, Renewed Hearing Solutions, Sheets, Snappers Bar and Grill, Seth Gardner State Farm, your Harrisburg True Green Lawn Care, Westshire Decks, servicing all of Central PA, the Wildcat Foundation, and Wolf Brewing Company. The Mechanicsburg Wildcats. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com and on YouTube at Go Mechanicsburg. We'll see you again next time.